Many people may not know this, but according to Dr. Rachel Noon from the American Academy of Pediatrics, an article published in 2011, she states the leading cause in post-neonatal infant mortality is SIDS. SIDS is also the third leading cause in the infant mortality. Many people are affected by SIDS because it is the leading cause of infant mortality. Current mothers and expectant mothers should be informed on this subject. SIDS can affect any infant at any time. My family was affected by SIDS in 2001 when my 31-day-old brother died from it. I was only 6 at the time, so I didn't have any knowledge of what was going on, but since then I have got that knowledge and know much about the subject. By the end of this presentation, I hope that you also know a lot about the subject and what it all entails. The 4 points I want to touch on are what SIDS is, the definition, the cause and risks of SIDS, how to prevent SIDS, and basic statistics of SIDS. To begin, I will define SIDS. SIDS is sudden infant death syndrome. The definition is as follows. From the American Academy of Pediatrics Technical Report, published in 2011. Sudden infant death syndrome is a cause assigned to infant deaths that cannot be explained after a thorough case investigation. That includes scene investigation, autopsy, and a review of the clinical history. From this, you can see that SIDS is diagnosed when no other causation can be diagnosed for the infant death. In addition to this, kidshealth.org states that SIDS can only be diagnosed to an infant that is 1 year or younger. Since you now know what SIDS is, I will now explain the causes and risks of SIDS. There are many proposed causes and risks of SIDS. A lot of studies have been done on SIDS and try to figure out the exact cause, but not one has solely been named. Kidshealth.org states that many risks combine cause SIDS. According to the same source, risks include smoking while pregnant, smoking after being pregnant but around an infant, drinking while pregnant, and doing multiple drugs or any drugs while pregnant. These aren't the only possible causes of SIDS. Stomach sleeping is another cause that is well known, according to kidshealth.org. This occurs when the infant falls asleep when on his stomach or her stomach. This is due to the infant's mouth not being opened enough and not enough oxygen coming in. And due to this, the infant will suffocate. SIDS doesn't just occur from external factors, it also occurs from internal factors. According to kidshealth.org also, SIDS has also been known to occur due to an abnormality in the infant's brain. This abnormality specifically affects the arcuate nucleus. The arcuate nucleus in a normal infant alerts the infant when he or she cannot or is not getting enough oxygen and wakes them up so that they will move over and get that oxygen they need. The abnormality prevents the infant from actually turning over and waking up. As a result, they suffocate while sleeping and do not wake up at all. Now that you know the possible risks and causes of SIDS, I'll explain some of the methods for preventing SIDS. None of these methods completely eliminates the possibility of SIDS, but they do help decrease the possibility. Since SIDS occurs when an infant is sleeping, the first method of preventing it comes from how the baby sleeps. From the American Academy of Pediatrics Technical Report, published in 2011, it states that infants who are not older than 1 year old should be placed on their backs while sleeping. And in addition to this, stuffed animals, pillows, and soft bedding should not be present where the baby sleeps. This prevents the baby from suffocating and from entrapment from these extras in the sleep environment. Another way to decrease the possibility of SIDS is to avoid bed sharing. According to the American Academy of Pediatrics Technical Report, also published in 2011, are to place infants in a crib or other surface as long as there is not anyone else with them. Essentially, this means that no parent or anyone else should be sleeping with the infant. When this happens and the infant is sleeping alone, this decreases SIDS by 50%. One last way to reduce SIDS is to breastfeed. Other than the fact that breastfeeding eliminates or takes away the possibility of infections for babies, there is no reason known why it decreases SIDS, but it does. Since I've explained the main points about SIDS, I now want to inform you about some statistics and trends of SIDS. There are some interesting statistics around SIDS. Well, every year, on average, 2,500 infants die a year in the United States due to SIDS, according to KidsHealth.org. Since the Going Back to Sleep campaign in 1992, the rate of SIDS has plummeted by 50%, according to the same source. This campaign stressed putting infants to sleep on their backs. It has saved many infants. The American Academy of Pediatrics technical report also states that since the dramatic decrease in the 1990s, there has been a steady decrease of 3% per year of death due to SIDS. The same report also reports that the prevalence rate and varies due to the different racial minorities. According to the American Academy of Pediatrics, maternal alcohol use and sudden infant death syndrome, published in 2013, 16.4% of SIDS deaths are related to maternal alcohol use disorder. Alcohol affects the fetus while in the womb and also after, and this could result in SIDS. SIDS is a very common thing, it shouldn't be overlooked. You can now understand SIDS and what some of the supposed causes and ways to prevent it are. Before, you probably didn't know what SIDS was. I hope after listening, you have truly learned something. Sudden infant death syndrome is a very serious thing, and everyone should be informed about it. It has affected my life very much. It is very important to know what SIDS is for some suspected causes, ways to prevent SIDS, and from SIDS occurring, and some of the statistics around it. SIDS has affected my life in very negative ways, but I hope from my experiences I can help stop and prevent SIDS